But I think the possible suspect is this somebody who all along there was some suspicion about all them nets, they can't really touch me, y'all. At the end of the day, y'all see and y'all know what it is, the track record, y'all know the business acumen, you'll know the community service. I don't even care if it's hard to believe because the proof is dead. Although we all know the name of the person who made the fatal shot and ended Patrick's life in 1996, the police have reasons to believe that there's more to the story. And apparently the newly reopened case has sent shockwaves through the music industry, making one notorious hip hop mogul freaking out since the truth about his involvement in this crime unexpectedly became within reach nearly 27 years after that infamous night. But he's happy it's happening, and he says he hopes it'll bring some more closure to the case. Hi everyone and welcome back to Celeb Live channel. As you know, no arrests have ever been made in the aftermath of merciless shooting of the 25-year-old rap legend almost 3 decades ago, but it seems like the police now have way more clues pointing to the person
Present,
organizing
and
this
no
crime.
longer
July
has a
18, Las
voice who
Vegas
will
police
pursue
confirmed
justice
that they
for her
served a search
accusation.
warrant in connection with the long
As of the
unsolved
taken
shooting of
against
Tupac
Diddy,
Shakur, propelling
no
the
expansion
case
of the
back into
investigation,
spotlight
no
30
isolation
years after
orders,
the rap legend
no
demise.
equipment
And while fans
access,
and the family
no
of Tupac
suspension of
setting their
attorney
hopes high to
communication.
finally see the culprit paying the price for this atrocious crime, there's one person who is now struck with panic, and that's the main suspect in this case. Infamous music producer scene, Diddy comes. Do you feel like Puffy? Oh, you? Yeah, you should. I think he should look out. Tupac Shakur's tragic demise has remained a mystery for the better part of 3 decades, despite the repeated public assertions of a man who says he was in the car from which gunshots rang out and shot the rapper, who was a passenger in another vehicle. Now it seems like the police are very close to shed more light on the situation and have discovered many interesting evidence: an iPhone, a desktop computer, 4 laptops, a handful of tablets with shattered screen, an issue of Vibe magazine about Shakur, along with 2 black tubs of photographs, and the bullets that could be the same ones that were used to gun down the rapper. Subsequently, that gun is used to shoot Tupac. So he's openly saying that he's a significant part of this whole murder. The police don't disclose their finding with the media and reporters at the moment, but there has been talk in Hollywood that the news of Tupac's case being investigated again after almost 3 decades could be potentially damaging for Diddy, who's believed to be the prime suspect in this case. And although the music mogul has an alibi for that night and wasn't actually far away from the crime scene, there's a belief that he was the one who hired a hitman to execute the rapper. Police in Las Vegas searched a home connected to Dwayne Keith Davis, also known as Keefy Day, who has long been a central figure in the case. In his book, Compton Street Legends, Davis describes himself as one of 3 living eyewitnesses to Shakur's shooting, according to the book's description on Amazon, despite his claims that he knows everything about the case and was even handing Orlando Anderson, the alleged shooter, the gun. Kifidi has never been charged or arrested as an accomplice. Apparently his testimony is too valuable for police, and now it feels like they got the missing puzzle of the picture and ready to press charges against the main villain in this story. Duty in the community, as we know, and in the streets, there was never a mystery to who killed Tupac. That was never a mystery. There have been rumors swirling in the past that Diddy paid off the police and investigators and used all his influence action to touch this case and turn it into the unsolved mystery of the 90s. However, Diddy might have forgotten the simple truth that karma will come back to you with punishment when you least expect it. And now, when Kiki D's house has been searched, many new evidences of his and Diddy's involvement have been found. It seemed like a matter of time because the officers would be knocking on the music mogul's door with a warrant. So when I hear, I see things and I'm like, wow, this vibe that they got so far, there have not been any lead answers to this case, but many people and clues pointed that Diddy was very much interested in silencing Tupac 2 years prior to the tragic incident. Shakur was seriously wounded in another shooting during a robbery in the lobby of a Midtown Manhattan hotel. He was shot several times and lost $4,000, as Tupac alleged, after not only did he knew about this attack, but he also helped organize shooting and beating the music mogul. Openly accused Tupac of lying, saying this story is a lie, it is beyond ridiculous, and is completely false. Neither Biggie Wallace nor I had any knowledge of any attack before, during, or after it happened. But we all know how Did he usually replies to all accusations in his own words. Other rappers tried to stain his reputation and bring him down
present,
all the time
and no longer
because of
has a
their
voice
envy,
who will
as there
pursue
has been
justice
negative
for her
propaganda put
accusation.
out about me. That's
As
not
of the
true.
taken
But
against
now he
Diddy,
seems to have
no
lost his
expansion of the
confidence, learning
investigation,
that the
no
case, with a
isolation
whole bunch
orders,
of new evidence,
no
will be
equipment
presented
access,
to a grand
no
jury in Las
suspension of
Vegas.
attorney
And what's
communication.
even worse for the notorious music mogul is that, according to a person with direct knowledge of the investigation, no one was authorized to speak publicly to prevent any linkages. However, many people don't even need more clues because it's all been obvious for them since the start. As one person commented, everyone knows it was Puff Daddy. It was never a mystery. He'd pay the Crips because somehow Orlando had some revenge against Tupac. He loved him, and all too. And another user added, seeing Combs has blood on his hands, just as Suja Knight has blood in his hands, regarding to Easy It. Now let's see how Diddy will try to save his reputation and freedom this time, because there are too many giveaways that basically scream about his involvement in this case, and it's not the first time his name pops up amidst the talk about this tragic incident. Do you guys remember how retired lap police officer named Greg Caden claimed that Tupac's demise and a drive-by shooting was planned by Diddy for Sean Combs? I mean, what are his choices really? I mean, is he gonna come out and confess us to his association with the killers of Tupac in his documentary? Greg directly accused Diddy of being guilty in organizing Tupac's fatal shooting, and he found out the music produced for December. Dwayne Keith kept $1 million to eliminate the rival. As Katie insisted, the case was solved long ago by the Los Angeles Police Department, but there wasn't an interesting reason why Diddy was not charged in the film. Katie alleged that Los Angeles authorities decided not to charge Combs, partly because of his celebrity. They also declined to pursue Tupac's case because the suspected gunman, Orlando Anderson, also passed away by that time, having been shot in an unrelated incident. There's a pretty good chance that Orlando Anderson would have been charged had more time been given to put the case together. Now Greg Caden claims that Diddy successfully eliminated everyone who was somehow related to his fatal shooting. However, he made a mistake by keeping Key Fiddy alive, and now, after the police searched his house, they have more evidence to finally press charges against the music mogul. As Caden says, Diddy had no choice, and although it's hard to say who started all that West Coast East Coast beef between the rapper, apparently Diddy chose to fire first against his enemies. According to Caden, Diddy was in a state of desperation and knew that if he didn't take matters into his own hands, he might have been the one gunned down. It was a preemptive strike, as Diddy himself said multiple times. There are many people who wished him ill in the industry, and his main task when he wakes up every day is to fight back and protect himself by all means. But I'm not playing. I'm back outside and I'm fighting back for us. And I'm also doing little fighting back for me. But if Diddy actually wants to save himself this time, he must pull out all the aces his has in his sleeve, because not only the police are coming for him, but it feels like the whole industry is about to bring him down for organizing this hideous crime. Another hip hop legend, Eminem, was so impressed and shocked by Tupac's demise that he even openly accused it in his track Kill Shot. The part of lyrics say, "But Kells, the day you put out, it hits the day." Diddy admits that he put out a hits the day, that he admits that he put the hit out that got Pac. "Oh, I'm sick of you being wet." Although in the end of the track, Eminem says he's just playing with Puffy. Apparently, it more than a joke for Slim Shady because, as he once stated, Tupac had an enormous influence on him.
Present,
I was
and
the
no
first
longer
rapper
has
to
a
meet
voice who
that
will
can make
pursue
you cry
justice for her
like I felt
accusation.
him that much. Now,
As of the
fate
taken
of
against
is
Diddy,
in the
no
police's
expansion
hands,
of the
and there is hope
investigation,
to see him
no
going
isolation
down
orders,
for the crime
no
he
equipment
had
access,
organized 3
no
decades
suspension
ago.
of attorney
However,
communication.
the one opinion about Diddy's long-awaited imprisonment, with some netizens writing things like "the wrath of the Lord is moving on, dirty money, Diddy for surely," and it seems like other fans lost all hope, and one of these skeptics commented, "Nothing will come of this. Puffy is too big unless they get some recording or film. It's she said stuff." Well, time will tell if the culprit behind this crime is going to be punished. And what do you think about this, guys? Did he get away this time, as usual, or is the evidence against him too solid and his thick pockets won't save him this time? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to know what you're thinking, and in the meantime, check my other videos about the dark side if the music industry. Well, all for today. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and I promise to be back very soon.